When have you ever given me a compliment?
I said, you're growing. I said, your teeth look nice.
No, you didn't. That is not what you said.
I said you grew a few inches.
I talked
I said you grew a few inches.
No, first of all, you called me short, okay? And then you did not compliment my teeth. You said, hey guys, welcome to Too Personal. Very excited to have my friend in studio today, who is totally not nervous to be here. Khris Riddick-Tynes. He is someone who has definitely shaped your opinion on love. If you listen to music, makes a lot of love songs. Grammy Award-winning songwriter, producer, executive producer, A&R executive, works in music and business, creative leadership, huge career, a reputation for putting the song first, helping artists bring their vision to life, and navigating an ever-evolving industry. Grew up in LA and is one of the most respected voices in the music scene and has seen every angle. So Khris, welcome to Too Personal.
Thank you for having me.
So I want to ask you, as someone who has absolutely no musical ability whatsoever, which I think I told you the first time that we met.
Yeah.
Because we were in your studio and I was like, yeah, this is amazing. Like, I wish I could do one musical thing.
Yeah.
I took voice lessons, guitar lessons, piano lessons for years.
Uh-huh.
Can't do nothing. I can play like, it's what I can do.
So you're really committed to this?
To what?
To being a musician?
No, I'm not. No.
That was a lot of...
No, that was my parents.
Oh, that's your parents.
Yeah.
Okay.
My father believed that I was going to be a music star.
Got it.
So he is not a talent scout. I sang in church,
Okay.
when I was little.
White church or black church?
Black church.
Okay.
But actually both.
Okay.
But I was cute.
Got it.
You know what I mean? So it was like, oh, like she's praising the Lord. But then I hit puberty and they were like, all right, let's find a different way for you to serve.
You're flat.
Yeah. Let's find something else for you to do.
Yeah.
But I'm always interested in the creative process of music.
Mm-hmm.
When you are starting like to work on an album, when do you start with like the first song? Where does that begin?
I think, it's important to start with a vision.
Okay.
And like, what are you trying to say? What are you going through? What's the topic of conversation? I think an album in particular is like reading someone's journal, right? So it's kind of like you want to have a landscape of where we're going. So when you look at somebody like, obviously like the Kehlani album, it was a very introspective, vulnerable look into her life. And I think that's just starting with just conversations and real life experiences. And we kind of just all put them in a pot, right? It may not all come from her. It may come from me. It may come from another writer or whatever. And then you just kind of disseminate from there.
So you have a vision for the album. You want to tell a story with the album.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so once you go through that process, which I imagine is probably, is it tough? Is it like, all this seems very icky to me because I'm not a vulnerable person. Part of this like podcast is pulling kind of vulnerability out of me. But I worked in an industry where that's just not like, there's no crying in baseball.
Yeah.
So, in the artistic or creative space, vulnerability is almost, in my opinion, necessary. Like I can think of artists who have had albums and I'm like, oh, they were going through some shit.
Yeah, for sure.
And you could feel it.
Yeah.
So you're looking for the vision. Like, is that a vulnerable process?
Yeah, it is. Because if the artist isn't vulnerable, there's really nothing to really pull it out of. So there's some artists, right, who are just amazing singers. Like you have a Whitney Houston, right? And someone can write her a song. They could have been going through that. But she has the ability to tap into whatever her connection to that song may be and sing the hell out of it.
Right.
And you believe it, right? But for the most part, like in today's age where artists are very involved with writing, like someone like Kehlani or someone like a SZA or someone like, whoever it may be, they write from they got to feel it. Yeah.
Have you worked or been in a studio where the artist wasn't feeling it and it's kind of like,
yeah,
what is that process like?
Can't force creativity. So you just got to.
But it's expensive.
You just can't force it.
We're not talking about like kicking it in a living room. Like you charge to walk through that door.
Yeah, I think sometimes it just doesn't land. The crazy thing about music is that we create something from nothing every day.
Right.
There's no task at hand. Like it's just, you got to pull from the sky. You got to pull from God. So sometimes it just might not be there. So you just got to go take a walk, touch some grass, come back tomorrow. Yeah.
That's wild. That's its music is so interesting in that way. Like but you do have a lot riding on it. Like you got to put together an album.
You do, but you just gotta. It's like being a coach, right? Like you only got how many months? 6 months, 7 months to get prepared for a season,
Yeah.
or something like that. I don't know, but like, how do you make a championship team in that amount of time? You just have to know how to pull the strengths and everybody has their different incentives to push themselves to the max to be able to win a championship. So.
And you got to know your personnel.
You got to know your personnel. Yeah. So
you do use a lot of sports analogies.
Yeah.
Tapping into my sports side a little bit. What is your connection to sports?
I played sports growing up, elementary, junior high, high school.
And you were born and raised in LA?
I was born and raised in LA. Yeah. I went to Sarah High School and then I transferred to St. Bernard's. So I graduated from Bernard's.
Those people exist.
Yeah.
Those people exist.
Yeah.
People do live here. Yeah. You've won a lot of awards.
Yeah.
Grammys, Kehlani, SZA, been nominated a bunch. You've worked with Babyface. You've worked with Ariana Grande.
Yeah. Heard that grande shit?
Grande. What did that woman call her that had me bent? The very obviously Hispanic Ariana Grande. They were so mad about that.
It's so funny.
This is a separate joke, but this woman on one of these ridiculous talk shows was mad about how woke Wicked was because she thought that Ariana Grande was not a white, but she is.
Yeah.
Grande
Italian.
is Italian, yeah. And that's how languages work. Okay, so you are also an executive music producer.
Yeah.
On Forever.
Yeah.
What's that process been like? That's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, it's part of the game. I think the most challenging thing when it comes to TV and film is that you're creating something for a fictitious character. So the artist isn't necessarily real.
Right.
Right. So you got to kind of say, all right, there's a lot of brainstorming behind what is the artist sound going to be? What is this producer sound going to be? What is the story going to be? So it's a little bit different because you just got to make it up. Like it's not,
It's not coming from a person's experience.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, do you dive really into the script on that?
Yeah, you have to. Yeah, so you have to. So you got to figure out, okay, this is this character's background. These are things that in real life, people that I know that may have come from this kind of environment or have these kind of experiences, these are the kind of songs that I kind of think that they would do. And then you kind of just try to tap into that.
That's so important.
Yeah.
Like I love a well-scored movie or show because the music is, when it's done correctly, it adds to what's already happening emotionally.
Yeah.
In the show. Sorry if I sound funny. I have my braces in. If you missed that episode, I'm wearing braces now. They're Invisalign, so if I'm flipping, that's why. It does. But like I can think of moment, like I mean Gladiator, obviously, like for one, and I mean, Black Panther. Like there's, I mean, go on and on, but like there's moments where like that that song hits and it completely changes whatever's already happening in the scene.
Yeah,
and that show is in LA, which I'm an LA nerd. I've lived here for 10 years, so I like seeing shows that are in LA because I'm like, oh, I go there.
Yeah.
And it's like a little bit of Hollywood to me. Being that you were born and raised in LA, is it important that you like properly put together? I mean, obviously you take everything you do seriously, but you know, it's your home.
Yeah. You talking about for the film, for the show? Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of people are fans, and I think they're excited to see the growth of the characters and everything. So like, I see, obviously, there's a lot of correlation between myself and the main character. So I just try to just tap into what a younger Khris would do. You know, I think that's the.
I'm glad you said that. Let's talk about younger Khris.
Yeah.
Because you are a writer.
Yeah.
And your songs, a lot of the stuff that you write is very, what is the word I want to use? Because here's the thing about Khris. He gonna hold everything I say in this interview against me. So I've got to be very careful. This is what happens when you have friends on. This is what happened with MJ. I'm like, all right, let me see. Where do I go here? Your songs obviously move people very deeply.
I hope so.
Yeah. They do. What do you mean hope so? You know they do. Like they're award-winning songs. You work with like huge artists. Yeah. You know that they do.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna allow you to do that. So
that's the first compliment she's ever given me.
That is not.
And I'm just glad that she didn't use
Okay.
ChatGPT to write my
That is-
intro.
that
It felt very heartfelt.
I'm not going to say that's not true, but if you guys watch the show, you know I don't believe in complimenting straight men. So it's
Straight men?
no.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
No, you don't. You guys, well, let's see how you handle it.
Okay.
That was the first
All
compliment.
right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm so appreciative.
Let's see if you jump out the window. The reason I don't compliment straight men is because you don't. First of all, you don't get complimented enough.
So why wouldn't you compliment us more?
Because when you do, well, first of all, that's not gonna be my job. Please, that's not my mission.
It's a one-sided friendship here.
When have you ever given me a compliment?
I said, you're growing. I said, your teeth look nice.
No, you did not.
I did. It was on camera.
No, you didn't. That is not what you said.
I said you grew a few inches.
I talked
I
about.
said you grew a few inches.
No, first of all, you called me short, okay, and then you did not compliment my teeth. You said, well, I told you I was wearing braces, and you said, "Did you need them?" That's not a compliment.
Well, they were fine. I didn't think you needed them.
Fine is not a compliment. Don't write these in any of your songs, okay? Your career is gonna derail. Anyway, yes, you make songs that move people very deeply. And you so the character is a lot like young Khris.
Yeah.
Was young Khris a lover boy?
You know, I think what's interesting about that is that when I first started doing music, I was professionally by 15, 16.
Yeah.
I hadn't experienced love, really. So I was writing songs emulating love. And I remember I went to go meet with Babyface's partner, Antonio Dixon, at the time, and played him these tracks. And, he's listening to them, and he's like, the beats are cool, but the songs suck. And
like the writing.
The writing sucked. And I was
Okay.
like, I hadn't really been through nothing. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I hadn't really had a heartbreak or anything like that. So he was like, go live life, come back, whatever. So then I went out, live life, came back. It was maybe 6, 7 months, whatever. And then, the little
Jesus.
experience.
What'd you
that I
get
did
done
have.
in 6 months?
I don't know, puppy love shit.
Yeah.
But just try to tap into a real place, and it was enough to gain attention from him to be like,
Mhm.
okay, I see you got the sauce to be able to do it. And then, as I got older, I think I went through one breakup that was really bad when I was, I don't know, 20, 21, and that kind of fueled. Okay, you kind of start seeing music differently, right? Have you ever been in the kitchen? Your mom or dad's been listening to some old school stuff, and you turn that shit off. It might be Boys to Men, whatever. You're just kind of whatever. But then you go through a breakup, and then you hear that same song, and then it's your eyes are open, your third eye's open. You're like, whoa, what the fuck? Until the end of the road is hitting you differently now. You know what I mean? It's not just background noise. So I definitely think, as I've grown up and dealt with life, and had relationships starting, relationships end, your writing definitely gets
It
you
matures. Yeah. And you know what I think is impressive about it, honestly, and this is the second compliment, okay? So keep track.
For sure.
We're getting real off the rails. I'm really getting out of character now. When you are going through these things,
Mhm.
you don't dispose of the emotions and the memories
Yeah.
like someone like I would do.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, it's the vault in the ocean. We don't need that. We do not need to access that.
Yeah.
But when you are a creator, you do.
Yeah, you gotta have it's like being an actor, right? You gotta have a little bank that you put it in, that you compartmentalize, that you can dig into when you need to, and then close it because you can't let it get out.
Right.
It's like crying on demand or something for an actor. But you got to be able to tap in. So, said artist might come in and they're like, yo, I just went through whatever the case may be, and I've got to be able to pull from that place. The cool thing that I learned is from Babyface is that it doesn't necessarily have to be all about romantic relationships. Sometimes songs can be, about a relationship between a parent and a child, or cousins or friends or whatever. But as long as it's written, there's a cleverness of how you write it, right? Where if it feels like love and people can associate a lover with it,
Mm-hmm.
then you'll win, right? So there's examples I didn't do this song, but I think it's a great song. Money Long's Made for Me. Most people would think it's about
Love, a relationship.
right, but it's about her son, right? So
Mm.
nobody knows me like you do. Nobody,
Right.
whatever. Or even somebody
But does that change how people receive it?
Well, I think
Or do you let the audience do that?
You let the audience do it.
Because
Love is love. It
Earth,
doesn't
Wind,
matter.
and Fire has what is that song by Earth, Wind, and Fire? But it's about.
Do you remember?
No, not
remember. You can't remember.
I can't remember. I have perimenopause though, so I have an excuse. Yeah, my brain just stops working. It's like a slow song.
Remember.
Look up their top songs. I literally just saw them in New York perform, but he talked about it. He talks about it on Quest's documentary, that the song is actually about an affair. And it's a love song that people always play at their weddings and like play at their anniversaries.
Rihanna's work is about an affair.
Right, but this is
no one even knows that.
like a love song. So does it change it, or do you just write it and where it's how people receive it is how they receive it?
It's how they receive it. It's just the cleverness. Sometimes, like, I call it tears on the dance floor, right? Like it could be a sad song that you're singing, but the track makes you feel like it's just sung in a happy mood. So you're just like, like Billie Jean. Billie Jean is a scandalous ass song.
Yeah,
but motherfuckers get on the dance floor but
it's fun though.
He's talking about. The child is not mine. She's a hoe. like Mike was on some shit, but it feels good though.
Yeah. Do you think love is the most powerful thing to write about?
Yeah, for sure. I don't think songs really work unless it's about love. I don't.
Really?
No.
Do they have to just be based in that emotion in some way?
I think so. I think it has to tap into love for someone or something. It doesn't necessarily have to be ooh baby baby.
Like it could be like betrayal.
It could be betrayal. It could be, something like Fast Cars. Like I love my parents, but I love my dad. He's an alcoholic, or I love my mom. She's whatever. She's Tracy Chapman, or the new version saying it's like there's all these different things she's trying to escape from, but it's based in love. It's based in. Do you have a particular type of artist that you like to work with? I like to write with artists who know who they are. That makes it fun for me. I think sometimes when artists are pure talent but really don't know who they are, and they could just sing or they could just rap or they could just, it's like, okay, well, what direction are we going in?
Yeah.
Because then it starts feeling manufactured. And I think at a time, you can get away with that stuff when we were growing up in music, with pop music and stuff like that. But I think now the kids are the veil is kind of like lifted with social media and all that kind of stuff, where it's like, if you're not real, they're not going to fuck with you. That's
interesting that you feel that way, because a lot of what exists today is incredibly manufactured and AI and very plastic, and
has it worked?
Doesn't connect. Well, no, I don't think so. But I think the philosophy that a lot of people have these days is that you don't actually need. Now, I don't believe this, but I think a lot of people think that you don't actually have to put in that kind of work to have hits.
You do. I mean, there's what hits have happened that are not. And I'm talking about copyrights. I'm not talking about some shit that goes viral on TikTok.
Right.
I'm talking about like an actual copyright.
But isn't that that's the critique of the music industry right now, right? Is that everyone is just producing for TikTok?
I think that's an outsider thing.
Okay.
I think that the records that work are, maybe there's a byproduct that it goes viral on TikTok, but there's more data showing records that go viral on TikTok that don't correlate to streaming or consumption, right? Because I might like 10 seconds of it.
Right.
I might like the whatever drum break or whatever little part there is I could do the dumbass dance to, but I'm not going to listen to 3 minutes of it. Then you get a record like Folded, where motherfuckers know the song back to front to back to backwards, reverse, remix, acapella, unfolded version, string quartet version, whatever. Like they love the record. And so you get those kind of correlations. It doesn't happen that often. So virality doesn't mean the substance is there.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with K-pop. It's like the K-pop records will go number one, but then we don't hear those records on the radio or see them after they come out, right? Like a lot of those things, the sustainability just isn't there.
For
our consumption in the States.
Right. Yeah, I mean, kids, my perspective on music right now, and I know I'm like a whiny, cantankerous revolutionary, but I do want I think I want a little more from music today.
Yeah.
Like there's so much going on in the world, and I feel like films are doing a decent job.
For sure.
I think like visual artists are doing a good job. But music, and perhaps it's the way that the industry is set up now, perhaps it's who's funding things now, but I want like a Bob Marley, I want a Janis Joplin, I want a Jimi Hendrix, I want a Bob Dylan, I need somebody, and I think we probably had them, but I need somebody to like fuck up the institutions a little bit. And I think that young people want that, but it doesn't, like, where are they?
They'll come. I think that, you know, for a long time, there wasn't a lot of mentorship happening, you know, like writing songs, right? Like there's an art form to writing songs. There's a formula, right? And not to cheapen it, but there's just, you know, the greats studied under the greats. And I think at some point, especially in R&B, there was a disconnect where it was like, nah, we want to focus on doing stuff fresher, but you lose the ability to inject substance. So you'll get all the swag and all the triplets and all the kind of like the flow, and it'll feel good, but you're not really saying shit.
Right.
And I think that people are getting tired of it. And I think that, like, you know, you're going to start seeing a lot more people study under the greats and start understanding how to write songs from the heart. Just about whatever's going on in the world, or you know, because there's a lot of divisiveness, but yeah, I think it's going to happen. I think it's going to happen soon. I think it always happens when there's like, you know.
Yeah, when there's unrest and crazy shit going on. And
yeah.
I think I hold music is in such a high regard when it comes to influencing culture and influencing movements, because music connects to everyone on a soul level.
Yeah,
it taps past the spiritual like veil of human beings are. And when you have an artist that can speak to a whole generation of people, particularly young people who are forming their opinions and who they are, and like to your point about, you know, Babyface telling you to go live life, like who are actually deciding what kind of experience they're going to have in this world, having those artists that are really speaking real shit is important. And I just, you know,
I mean, you're seeing, I think also,
I'm not saying that they don't exist, but like,
but we're also older, right? So like the kid, there's artists that like the kids just, they resonate with, right? Like,
I'm not saying you don't resonate with them, but what concerns me is that there's no pushback from the powers that be on any of those artists, because that's what I need to see. When they start getting like, well, this music is jazz music is gonna send you straight to hell, then I know we got something. Okay, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
When they're like concerned about the hippies, then I know we got something.
Yeah, I was watching a documentary on the hippies that said the U.S. government was responsible for the hippie movement and LSD. And that if you look at all the major hippie artists, they were all children of corporals and U.S. government officials, which is a crazy thing.
Good, run that back.
Yeah,
I don't know if those motherfuckers are still in there, but
because they needed whatever for the anti-war movement, they needed actual cause to go in, so they put LSD in all the colleges.
Yeah, and then they took it away from us because we were learning too much.
Yeah.
I almost asked you if you've done LSD. Like, why would you say?
I've done no
LSD?
drugs. I don't even drink.
You've done no drugs?
No drugs. Don't drink.
Oh.
Yeah.
I did drugs yesterday. Just nothing crazy. Not LSD. I'm gonna do ayahuasca soon.
Man, I heard that messes up with your stomach.
It does.
Yeah.
I've heard that as well. But I have some demons I need to knock loose. I'm not like you. I don't keep a running stream of my emotions. I've got them stored away in like these dusty filing cabinets. You know what someone said to me? They were like, I wonder what's going to happen if you like come back healed. I'm like, I'm fucked if I come back healed. I can't be that healed. I only want like minorly healed.
Minorly healed?
Yeah, just like a little bit.
That's crazy.
No, it's not.
Do you have a therapist?
Yes.
What did they say?
Well, I haven't told her yet that I'm going to do ayahuasca, although I think she will. I think she'll be in favor of it. But no, I can't be all the way healed. I need to function in the world.
So you just like keeping your therapist employed?
No, she's very expensive.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
So no, I don't, and the insurance does not cover it. I pay out of pocket. No. I need to keep an edge.
Okay.
Like
why? Who hurt you?
Of course, many people hurt me. Many people. I'm saying it's not. I don't know if it's really a good idea for me to like just move through the world in an exposed nerve. I still need a little crunchy shell. Just on the inside, when I'm like home alone and no one's bothering me, I want to be able to like, cry. How often do you cry?
Not much. Maybe. I'm not afraid to cry, but if I feel it, I'll cry. But
yeah, I don't. I can't cry. I almost like can't cry.
You never cried before?
Yeah, I've cried. Of course, I've cried.
Okay.
I don't. I'm not a big crier.
Yeah.
But I also don't like to be really emotional in front of other people because then it becomes about them. You know what I mean?
How does it become about them?
Because they're like, they have to know what's bothering you.
Yeah.
Even if you're like, I'm just upset. They're like, why are you upset? I don't want to tell you why I'm upset. Or then they make like this whole scene about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, can I just have my emotion and then just process this and then move on with my day?
Sheesh.
It's a lot of it. Yeah.
That's a lot.
Listen.
So how do you have relationships?
I see what he's doing, but it's fine. It's fine. How do I have relationships? Not well.
Yeah.
Not well. I'm not an incredibly emotionally open person. I'm a kind person.
Yes, that's true.
I'm a loving in action person, but I don't trust people on a very cellular level. Like I think my nervous system is probably a little fucked up. And a certain amount of trauma will do that to you.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I think I do my best. But yeah, it's not great. And I can't imagine it's great for people that I date.
We gotta fix that.
I mean, I think I'm trying. I don't think I traumatize people.
You sure?
No.
The last guy, he was blinking a lot.
Stop. Stop. I don't traumatize people. I
you
don't,
okay, bro?
Okay, shut up. Blink twice if you're in Milwaukee. I try not to traumatize people. I will say that. I've always been that way though. Like I think once I realize that I am not really locked in or I'm not giving someone what they need, particularly emotionally, I don't try to be the villain in someone's story. I'll say that.
I don't try.
Well, I mean, do we have any control if we're like ever a villain in someone's story? Are you a villain in anyone's story?
Probably, for sure, yeah.
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 Did you try to be?
I didn't intend to be.
Right. So I think, look, there's an argument to be made that intent doesn't matter if someone is harmed, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Like the law uses that, I think, a little too flippantly, but yeah, like if you hurt someone, you hurt someone.
Intent does matter when you're looking at first-degree murder. This is my law school kicking it.
Right.
Yeah. It's a main factor for it's a first-degree murder.
Pretty decisive thing. Yeah. No, you're making points. Yeah, but I mean, like, I think, like, in relationships, in any relationship, like, I think parents, like, without a doubt, you are going to traumatize your kid at some point. Like, you're going to do something that all of us have something with our parents. That
For sure.
We have a story.
Yeah.
Some of us have more.
Yeah.
But in general, like, you're a human being. You're going to make mistakes. Your siblings, like, friendships, like, you don't, but the intent, I think looking back on how you move through the world, why you did something should matter.
Yeah.
Now, it might not matter to that person, but I think it matters as far as like how you process something.
Look at that. We said at the same time.
Writing a song. Is that what's happening? So if I was to write, okay, so if I came into your studio, I'm an artist who has any musical ability whatsoever. I told you I could convince myself that I could sing during COVID. I think I told you,
You
that.
did, because you have a little studio at your house.
No,
Yeah,
that's not why. That's
you
not
do
for
in your
singing.
closet.
I do.
Yeah, you
That's
said
for
you were-
recording.
you said
That's
recording music.
It's not for singing.
You were doing a mixtape. When
No,
you gonna drop it?
I thought I could stop. I can't.
She was asking me for beats, y'all. She was like, she was like, hey friend,
No.
can I get a
okay, so I'm
can I get
coming
a free
into your
pack?
studio. I'm coming into free pack. I'm coming into your studio, and I'm like, I'm gonna write a song because we can't do a whole album.
Uh-huh.
We don't have time for that, and I don't make that kind of money. You're way too expensive. Where would you tell me to start?
I would start trying to figure out why you feel the way you feel, and then we would write about it.
Okay,
That's the story.
it's gonna be a dark song.
It's fine. People love dark songs.
Yeah,
It's a therapy session. Honestly, all the sessions start as therapy sessions. If they're not
that's a
starting
lot
as
of trust,
conversation-
though. Like for you, no, like you have to really, like, as a very non-trusting person who's not open. And most people who have been through things are not trusting or open.
For sure. I mean, I think that there's there's an element of that said artist that comes to work. I mean, look, it's a choice for you to come work with me, right?
Right.
So that means you're trusting that I'm going to deliver something for you, or you're believing in my talent or whatever. But it's my job to make you feel comfortable enough to open up for us to be able to get the material that's going to matter, right? Like, and that may be the first 2-3 sessions you don't really write. You just talk. You go on a walk. Whatever the case may be. You know, a lot of times artists will have their safety net, best friend, whoever, right?
Mhm.
Man, you know, whoever it may be with them. But you know, you got to really be able to dig in, because if you're not real with me, it's not going to be real in the music.
Mhm.
And I'm here to win. I'm not here to like be your BFF. You know what I'm saying? We'll be cool and we'll be friends, but you know, the music comes from your heart and your experience. And especially for the caliber of artists that I work with, it's like people know that they want to hear, they want to know what's going on. And I think the connection they have with their fan base, they want to get it out. It's just, how do I get it out? And that's my job, to figure out how they put it out there.
Have you worked with an artist before and you're like, they're completely bullshitting me?
For sure. And I'm just like,
Do you call them out, or are you just like,
yeah, it's like, you're not being honest. And until you're honest, like I just can't, I don't have to do this. Like, you know, so.
but he always says it like with a smile. I don't have to do this.
I don't have to do that. I'm fine.
Well, no, I mean, you've built yourself into this point in your career where you have that ability to choose who you work with.
Yeah, for
And like that's a respect factor that any artist would have to apply. Like if you're gonna come in and waste everybody's time, I'm sure you'll happily take their money, but only up until a certain point.
It's just not worth it.
Well, you want to put out good work on your name.
For sure. But I also want to tell good stories, and I want to help people. I want people to be able to listen to the music and, like you said, feel moved. And, you know, when you're sitting in a stadium of 35,000 people and they're like screaming the song at the top of their lungs and crying, and it's like, it's the craziest feeling, right? Like, and so when you realize you have that ability to do that, and that you're sending people home with a gift that they can play forever and ever and ever and ever and get them through things. I mean, I've had people be like, yo, your song's got me through a divorce, or my mom died, or whatever the case may be. And it's like, fuck, like, I was just writing about punk ass breakup. You know what I'm saying? Or some shit, but it really connects to you and you it's a healing method, and it's a healing source. So, you know, I think that, like, you know, when you see what music can do, you don't take it lightly.
What was your first moment like that?
What? I've seen music.
Of like, you're something you worked on, and like you're in a crowd and you see everybody singing it, and like knowing this is something that you wrote or that you like
Produced.
had a hand in producing.
Yeah, it was probably we were young. It was probably the Ariana stuff. You know, me and Leon Thomas did that, basically the majority of that whole first album, and then, you know, she went on tour, and, you know, the tours got bigger, and, you know, I remember sitting in a forum being like, fuck, like, this is crazy. Like, people, you know, people feel this stuff. And it's really touching people. So I think that was the first time I saw it, like, in a tangible.
Did you ever have to like check your ego on that?
No, because I'm not like, I mean, I know I'm dope, but I'm also, I have humility. You know what I'm saying? Like, like when you're around, like for example, like, yeah,
I mean, because music is like, music is such an interesting space. Like it's so different than so many other art forms. And
It's unregulated.
it's unregulated
So-
as fuck.
Right.
Like as much as I joke about not being able to sing, I'm so thankful that was not my path. First of all, if I could sing, I'd be a fucking terrible person. And
Wow.
yeah, I would. I would not. My feet would not touch the ground. I would just make men carry me around all day.
Okay.
Yeah, like if I could sing, if I could stand in front of like a stadium of people
Yeah.
and move them emotionally with my voice,
You make
No.
it sound so sinister.
I am sinister. I couldn't have a dragon. Like God knew what he was doing.
A dragon. Is
No
right.
ass, no ability to sing, no dragon for this
Oh
one.
my God.
It's not a good idea. He gave me just enough tools to not terrorize the world.
The self-deprecation is not. We need you to call your therapist. This is not
So worried about me. No, I mean, I just think it would be like not hard, but like it's easy to start feeling yourself when a whole stadium of people
It
is
is,
fucking with
but-
your work.
But it's about your mentors, like right, like Babyface has 15 fucking Grammys,
Right.
sold a bajillion records. Like
Yeah, he's an
I
absolute
can-
legend.
I can get on, I can get on with my couple and be feeling myself, but then you look at him and it's like, dude, this dude carries himself with so much grace and so much like, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
you
no,
wouldn't
he's
even
the best.
obviously you know because of who he is, but like if you sat down with him and had a conversation with him and just broke bread with him, you wouldn't even realize that things it doesn't define him. You know what I'm saying? But when you need to turn it on and let niggas know, hey, this is what I do, then they know, they get it. But I think there's a responsibility. It's like Spider-Man. With great power comes great responsibility. So
Yeah.
I think you can't wield it around like an asshole because it could be taken away from you. You know?
It
Like,
does.
just-
The industry is very
but not even from the industry,
it's
just from
cyclical.
God. God can take the shit away from you, right? Like your ability to write, like you can be the hot shit and then you get too big for your britches and then you can't catch another hit record.
yeah.
You know, so humility is a thing that I think allows people to want to keep working with you and give you the opportunity to be successful and continue your journey.
That's good. I don't really like humble.
There's places to be humble and places.
Well, I don't like humility like for other people.
What do you mean?
Well, because you're a person. Like, here's how I'll say it. And this pisses people off all the time, but
Yeah.
I don't care because I'm right. Anytime I've ever been humble for other people, it has been to my own detriment.
But you're the star, right? Like we're on the Joy Taylor show, right? It's about you. So you would be the artist, right?
Okay.
So for me, I'm a producer, right? So I'm an executive. I have to
Right, but when
be-
I was a producer, I was the best producer.
Right, but the thing is, like, you know you're the best producer, but when you have talent, you can't make the talent feel less than yourself. You're in a service job, right? So, like, my job is to be of service to said artist.
I'm
Okay.
not talking about like being obnoxious. Like I'm still in service. I'm in service to the audience.
Yeah, for sure.
Like they don't owe me anything. I'm
For sure.
producing something and hopefully they like it and
Yeah.
watch it and share it. And like
But
nobody
you're still the
owes
star.
anyone anything.
You're still the star, though.
Yeah, but I think it applies in life, like
Yeah.
to everyone. I guess I struggle with the word humble because it has all of these. I think I like gracious more than humble.
Gracious.
I'm nitpicking, but like you're a very. This is too many compliments. We're at 3 now. You're a very gracious person. You're a gracious person,
And what else?
and you're gracious and talented. Okay, and vulnerable. You'll be a monster when he leaves here. Like God help the next person that he talks to. He's gonna be like, "Bitch, I wish you would say something to me." Insane person. No, but like I think everyone should have a little not ego about them, but like don't be humble for other people because the people that want you to dim your light
Yeah.
are taking from you. Like you can shine as much as you need to shine while I do as well. And there's enough light in the world to go around.
I get that.
But being gracious to people, I think, is a little bit different.
Yeah,
So
I
I'm
get
just
that.
nitpicking the words. I think we're saying the same thing.
Yeah.
But what was the best advice that Babyface gave you other than go get some experience so you can write?
Between him and Antonio, it's just you don't know everything. No matter if you've experienced a lot, you don't know everything. And I think that's the thing for me. I'm always trying to learn. I'm always trying to like better myself, and you know whether if it's business, music, whatever the case may be, I'm just constantly consuming and keeping people around me to help me grow and learn and teach me new things. And you know, I think curiosity. When you lose curiosity, that's when when your path to success will shut down. The bridge will fall.
I agree. I mean, I think it's it's a real fucking problem.
Yeah.
That people think they know everything.
Yeah.
It's the sign of it's the most certain sign of intelligence that you are asking questions and you're a curious person.
Yeah.
Because knowing that there's so much more that you don't know gives you the ability to grow and still improve.
Yeah, for sure.
And it also will keep you sharp enough to bring people around that do things better than you.
Yeah.
And that only adds to your own success. And I think that so often, particularly in this like world now where you can just pop on the scene and get a bunch of followers and get a little buzz and start thinking, like, there's this sense of entitlement that is going around that is like, as an old lady, I'm like, be fucking so for real.
Well, it's like, this is the 15 seconds of fame, right? It's like,
but it's sort of, it is, but then they're like, no, I deserve this. Like, we all know that an overnight success is really 10 years in the making, right? Like, in order to become successful, you had to have done the work. But in this world where people think that like one pop off viral moment is now like, I've made it.
Right.
The sustainability of that is very shaky.
For sure. I mean, I you go back to sports, right? Like, I've had artists who I work with on the executive side, who had success. You know, they did one record, it blew the fuck up. They're everywhere. You see them on the Shade Room, you see them everywhere. Praise, praise, praise. But they didn't study the skill. So it's like shooting a basketball like a grandma, like this, and it goes in the hoop. And you're like, I'm a fucking 3-point shooter. It's like, no, you're not. You're not the greatest shooter. You made one shot. Now go make a free throw. Now go make a corner shot. Now go make, you know what I'm saying? Now go make something. Now drive. Now show me can you go up with your left hand? Like, the shit that the fundamentals they don't learn. So when you skip on the fundamentals, you don't know how to repeat the success. And I always say, like, you know, playing sports in high school, what's the first thing you do, win or lose, next day? You watch tape. You study the game from before, right? You understand where you fucked up. You also understand where you went right. You understand where the other team fucked up. You understand where the other team went right. And I feel like a lot of artists now, you know, that go viral don't do that. And so, yeah, you're making money on the road, or you're making money doing shows, but like, we're in the business of music. You got to have the music to make money. So if the one record can only carry you so far. So yeah, I think that's, you know, that's going back to what you're saying. It's like understanding and studying the craft. Like, it's going to bite you in the ass if you don't do it at some point. Because you're going to, you know, people are going to want to see, do the thing again. And you're like, well, I don't know how I did it. Like,
yeah.
You know.
No, I mean, I think that's really great advice for, because I would ask you like what advice you would give young artists, but that is great advice for young artists. Is like, you have to really care about what it is you're doing. And that really applies to a lot of different things in life.
With anything, with business, you just got to be fucking intrusive. The successful people love talking about themselves. They love it. They'll tell you the path to success, whatever you want to know. And you just got to ask intrusive ass shit. Like, so, you know, I remember asking Antonio and Babyface, you know, so how do you handle splits, or how do you do this, or what's the, you know, when you're dealing with, you feel like somebody didn't write as much as you, how do you do it? And a lot of it is just, it's really being a diplomat. It's really being like, okay, this arguing over this one song, is that going to be beneficial when I have 20 more songs to go, or 50 more songs to go with this artist or said person, or whatever the case may be? Like, you got to learn how to pick and choose your battles. Like, my mentor, in law and in real estate, like, just ask, you know, dude, how do you get to 100 million? How do you get to 500 million? And motherfuckers will just tell you, well, see, you got to start here and go there and do this and do that.
But you got to listen.
Okay. But you got to listen. But you got to ask questions, right? Like, you just got to be intrusive and just fucking ask. Like, find the people that do what you want to do, and you just ask. Like, just blurt out questions, because people love to, like I said, one, talk about themselves, but two, people who have done it want other people to experience it too, right? You know, I think that a lot of times the fear is that, like, oh, people are gonna hate on me. They're not gonna want me to. People who are really doing it don't give a fuck if they understand that it's enough to go around for everybody.
Yeah.
They ain't just one, you know. So that's why mentorship is important. Our peers can kind of not see the forest for the trees, so it could be. But I make sure for myself, like, I if people are doing deals, I'm like, talk to me. Like, let me help you figure out, you know, how to structure it. This is what you should look for. This is what you should move out. Like, there's enough for us to go around for everybody. So, but I think mentorship is like the main thing. And I always stress that, like, finding people who are above you, who are older, who have done it, who have lived it.
No, that's great advice.
Yeah.
I mean, I think, you know, in my business, people are always asking me questions, and I'm happy to give them the answer.
For
Now,
sure.
what I will say about you're not always going to get the answer you want.
For sure.
So be open as well to getting an answer you don't want to hear.
Absolutely.
I get answers I don't want to hear all the fucking time, like pretty much every day.
Yeah.
And it irritates me deeply, but it's necessary. Like
For growth.
it is. How do you handle I don't want to say criticism, but like critiques, like feedback, because that's like a big part of music.
I've been hearing no since I was forever. Right.
So okay, so that's great. That's a great answer. How do you deal with no's?
Understand why. Okay, why don't you like it? Okay, cool. And if it's fixable, fix it. If it's not fixable, move on to the next idea. Like you can't have. I don't take myself that seriously. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm doing a record for you and you don't like what I'm doing, then am I gonna try to sit there and convince you to this is And sometimes like you'll come across a record that you got to fight for, just because the artist made. You just gotta be able to have the discernment. Is the artist in their own way right now, or are they really just not fucking with it?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the job of a great record executive or producer, is kind of understanding where on the line is this happening. There's like the story that I tell about when me and Kehlani, when we were figuring out the finishing touches on Folded, and she was like, I don't want to do the strings. And I'm like, but it needs to have the strings. It's like the big, and so we went through that, and that at that point was the artist kind of getting in their own way, over analyzing what was going to happen with the song, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then obviously it came out the way it came out. But you just got to know when to push and when to pull. But you're gonna get critiqued.
Yeah, I mean,
It's part of the game.
for sure. But if you like really believe in something, like how do you fight for that?
You got to learn diplomacy. You can't just be like emotional about it. You got to like have your points, and and one thing I say about that particular artist with Kehlani, she's very reasonable when it's right.
Mm-hmm.
So there'll be times where we'll go through and she's like, I don't see it. I don't see it right now. But then within 24 hours, she'll be like, okay, you know what? I had time to think about it. I see where you're coming from. I think we should try it.
Do you ever have to like step away from it? Like from the song, like you've been in the studio for too long,
For sure.
you've listened to it too many times, and like you come back and it sounds different.
For sure. You'll get fatigued. That happens with anything, right? Like, you just gotta like go take a walk or go to another song or come back. There's a record we did.
It's a big walker, this guy.
Yeah, I am a walker.
Can attest.
Yeah. It's miles and miles.
Miles and miles of walking. I thought of you the other day because I did not do miles. And I was
drives.
like,
Well, it's because you're short, so your little legs.
Yeah,
are
my
like,
little legs can't handle too much walking.
No
I do
incline.
like to walk. I can do incline.
She can barely get up the Culver City stairs. They're like it's like she's like has to use her hands.
I'm not climbing
has
up
to
like a little
jump.
kid. I'm like getting pulled up. This
I was
little,
like,
this
who's that little?
this
Joy,
woman-
that's you.
This woman had this baby on the steps the other day. I was like, why is this child? This child is too little for these steps.
It was you.
It was me.
Yeah.
No, I was thinking of you because I did a little baby walk.
Man.
And I was like, Chris would have walked further. But I'm not Chris. So this is all the walking I'm doing today. Yeah, you need a break.
Yeah.
You gotta step away from things. I think that's important though, because when you get so in your head about things, you can't see it anymore.
It's
Like it's like when you're painting, you gotta like step back from it.
relationships, music, like taking a step back, taking a breather, and you can kind of see it for what it is. It's just with everything. It's just like that's just how it works.
Do you have a project that you are most proud of, or is it like kids? You're not allowed to pick a favorite.
I don't want to pick a favorite. I mean, I think the one that I'm most proud of, just because of the journey, has been obviously Kehlani. But like songs are like your babies. You can't really pick.
You can't pick a favorite.
Yeah.
I'd probably have a favorite kid.
You said this.
Yeah.
I said that's why you need to keep talking to your therapist.
You're so concerned about my therapy journey. Are you in therapy?
Yeah, I have a therapist. She's great, Mercedes Kaufman.
Wow, nice
Yeah,
shout
shameless
out.
plug. You should give me some free sessions. now.
couple free sessions. So
Free promo, baby.
throw a couple in there.
Yeah.
When did you start going to therapy?
I started therapy with her a couple years ago, but maybe 10 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
A therapy king. You like this?
Yeah.
Why did you start going to therapy?
I was just getting overwhelmed when I was in law school. My dad got sick, and my little brother was going through some stuff, and so yeah, I just needed an outlet to kind of figure out, because it was demanding with work and school. I was working full time, producing, flying all over the place, and trying to do exams, and it was a lot going on. So, one of my counselors actually suggested, like, hey, you should go and talk to somebody.
Do you encourage other men to go to therapy?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I just think it's good to have somebody holding you accountable. You know, and not all therapists are great therapists.
No, I think I equate therapists kind of to like to dating in some ways. Like you have to find someone that fits your vibe, not too much. Like they need to still hold you accountable.
Yeah,
but someone that you feel comfortable with. Like I have had a bunch of different therapists, but I really wanted a Black woman that was around my age because I didn't want to have to keep explaining things.
Yeah,
like certain nuances.
I got too lit. They're like, okay, so what does that mean?
Well, not even that. Like, yes, definitely that. But like also just, you know, cultural nuances and things that just like some of the therapists that I have would never understand. And it matters for like navigating the world. But I think you can have someone who's completely opposite of you and it works well also. It's just, you need to, sometimes a little bit of a trial and error. Yeah. And I think like, not to make it about men or women, but because obviously you're the emotionally accessible person here and I am not. I think it's important when it comes to like anything with your mental health and like to your point, you're a student, you're in law school, you're dealing with family. Like you could have just shut down and you may not even be here today. Like you would not even had the career that you've had.
That was.
Well, no, I mean, that's real. Like, it's, I mean,
fuck.
I'm not saying you were going to kill yourself. I was just saying your career,
Jesus
but
Christ.
also, yeah. I mean, people kill themselves.
You might have jumped off a bridge.
Men are killing themselves.
Yeah, that is true.
Men are killing themselves, like at a much higher level, and particularly Black men.
Yeah.
So I do think it's important that you know, don't feel like you can't talk to people about it. And I think specifically, like within friend groups, like there's kind of the joke that your group chat is your therapy. Like your group chat is not your therapy. Like they're probably enabling you to continue doing not great behavior. Even if there's some people holding you accountable, you need to sort through those emotions.
I'm the youngest out of my friend group. So I feel like everything that I've been going through, like they've been through. And so they beat me up. They hold me accountable. But my therapist is also very like, she don't take no shit. She's very much like.
It's not all about accountability though, because that can feel overwhelming for people too. Like sometimes
I'm a man. Like at the end of the day, it's like accountability. You got to take accountability. Like that's just a big part. I mean, I also like a leader. Like I have to be accountable. Like it's part of the job. Like if some shit goes wrong, everybody's looking at me.
Yeah.
To fix it. So like I can't.
Yeah, but sometimes you need a safe space to just like be vulnerable and be like, I'm sad or like I'm disappointed.
For sure.
Or I'm stressed out and like I don't have that, you know, leader energy today.
Yeah, but it goes back to like, okay, well, why are you overwhelmed or why are you sad or what did you do to contribute? And it's like, okay, well, you know, I'm putting myself in certain predicaments that got to take accountability.
He likes accountability.
Got to.
Accountability is important.
Yeah.
I think especially you mentioned being a leader. If you are an unaccountable leader, no one takes you seriously.
Yeah. You start being like Trump.
Well, a lot of people take Trump seriously, unfortunately. Look, guys, I didn't bring up the politics today. How proud are you, Haley? Right? Like it wasn't me for once. It's your fault.
I didn't do it. It wasn't me.
Nothing to do with this.
There's nothing to do.
Oh, he's the worst. I can't wait till that's over.
Yeah.
Are you a political person?
Yeah, I'm pretty political.
That's good. That means you have a brain.
Yeah.
Did you vote?
Yeah, I did vote.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you vote for our neighbor?
Our neighbor?
I'm joking. I'm putting you on the spot.
Don't do this. Okay. Don't start this shit with me. Please. Okay. Okay, I want to ask you about this. Kind of a pivot from the politics, but you do work with a lot of women in the industry.
I do.
And you know, kind of why I also joke about not ever wanting to have any musical ability is because I mean, I'm incredibly unfamiliar with the music industry. And like, have a lot of friends that work in the music industry, but like, that's not my world. But it seems like it's a tough place for women, and has been for a long time. Obviously getting better. Yeah. But there does seem to be still a double standard for women, particularly like women rappers. and like how they are treated as businesswomen. Like, have you seen any of that in your experience in the business?
Have I seen what exactly?
Just like a double standard for women artists.
You know, yeah, but also like my career has been uplifting and spreading the voices of women my whole career. Like I maybe worked with maybe 2 or 3 male artists. So for me, I've always seen these artists be empowered. I've always seen these artists obviously go through trials and tribulations of their own. But I haven't seen like anything crazy. You know, they're the ones that keep me employed. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I've always made sure for myself to make sure that, you know, the environment is a safe space. Never cross any lines, would never hear any of that kind of shit. Because it's just important to keep the integrity and treat them, you know, they're businesswomen. So for me, the environment that I create and the environment that I, you know, they're like my sisters. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, don't fuck with them. I won't fuck you up. You know what I'm saying?
Don't fuck with them. I won't fuck you up.
You know what I'm saying? So like, you know, but yeah, there definitely is a lot of things that they go through that we don't have to go through as men. So, but yeah, my goal has been, I think women have the best stories. I feel like women have the best, to me, they make the best artists. You know, they have the most, contrary probably to popular belief, the most relatable experiences because they're not afraid to talk about their emotions. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and they're not afraid to, especially this generation of artists, they're not afraid to go and talk about things that may be taboo or the things that, especially the artists I work with, they'll say the shit that we think but don't say. So I love that.
What's the hardest part of being a producer? Like you work on a bunch of different projects, you've worked with a bunch of different artists, you've had a lot of success, you've had great mentors, you've been in the business forever. What is the biggest challenge of being a producer?
The biggest challenge of being a producer, I think, is you know, every artist is different. So it's no one size fits all. So the way that I communicate with you may be different from the way that I communicate with said other artists.
I will cuss him the fuck out if he's over here interrupting my interview. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. So the main challenge with being a producer is there's not a one shoe that fits all, right? So the way that I communicate with you may be different than the way that I communicate with said other artists. So I think it's just being able to keep that, being able to pivot, you know, and learning how to communicate with new people every time is definitely a challenge. Because, you know, you might be a person that's like, go, push. And then there's somebody who's like, I don't respond to that.
Yeah.
Like, I need words of affirmation and I need to be, so you got to kind of take off a different hat. It's like, you know, yeah, parenting doesn't work the same for every child.
Yeah, you're kind of like a coach in a lot of ways.
Yeah, very much so a coach.
So when you see coaches talk about they got a system and you got to fit into it, that does not work.
It doesn't work. I mean, you know, you can try to mold maybe new artists to kind of fit in, but like sometimes they're just different. So you just got to figure out how to, you know, every draft season you're gonna get a new kid that's like, well, you know, somebody might just be off their rocker
and have different sensitivities too. They're from a different generation.
Yeah.
I love how we just wove our two worlds in there pretty perfectly.
Yeah.
This was fun. I gave you, I think, 4 or 5 compliments, which is
5
by far exceeded 5 compliments. By far exceeded my straight male compliments
that she's ever given any male.
I mean,
ever.
No man might get complimented for the rest of the year.
It's crazy.
I mean, it's tapped out. You stole all of them.
It's crazy.
But I appreciate you coming down. Thank you for all the music that you give the world.
Sure.
I think it's important, and you do great work, and I can't wait to see what you're working on next. And I appreciate it. Make sure you follow Khris at, okay, I'm gonna have to spell it. You know, I spell all these things. KHRIS, Khris, Riddick-Tynes, TYN, like no ES. But make sure you go and follow Khris and check out all of his work. And thanks for coming down.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate you.